What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey, still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt. Alright, so contrary to popular belief, I believe Bayonetta 3 is actually coming out this year in 2019. Now, I don't have any special sources or don't have any LinkedIn posts or anything like that to corroborate with this ideal, but I still believe this nonetheless. Now, Bill Trinen was just on a podcast, and in my opinion, he confirmed my suspicions. Now, some people have been reporting on this, and some people haven't because they think that it was a misinterpretation. But I don't think so. I think it was a freaking slip up. So he's on the podcast and he's talking about Astral Chain, the Platinum Games' new IP for Switch. And he says this: with this collaboration with Platinum Games, being able to bring stuff like that, and knowing that they mention, of course, Bayonetta 3, which is still in the works, it really helps to round out the library overall of what's available for Switch. And of course, that's another game that's maybe coming a little sooner than people anticipated, later this year. Another game that's maybe coming a little sooner than people anticipated, later this year. Now, a lot of people have been trying to tell me that he was not referring to Bayonetta in that part of his quote. But if he wasn't, why would he say that was coming sooner than people anticipated when they gave us the release date to that game already? That doesn't make any sense. To me, Bill just slipped up and told us. That's my opinion. But let's pretend like that never happened, because I already believed way before this that this game was launching this year. And let's find out why. So earlier this year, or last month actually, Platinum said that 2019 was going to be an intense year for Platinum Games, with multiple announcements planned. Okay, you said it's going to be an intense year, and as the developer aims to step up a few steps. Now, step up a few steps by making announcements, or step up a few steps by releasing more games in a shorter span of time? I believe the reason why they said this was going to be an intense year and that they were stepping up as a developer is because they plan to release 2 blockbuster games a few months apart on the same freaking system. Yes, I believe that Bayonetta 3 is actually coming out at the end of the year. Now, a lot of people out there are probably going to say, well, that doesn't seem like too much development time. They announced it at the end of 2017. So what? That's 2 years. The original Bayonetta was in development for less than 2 years. Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U was announced and shown, actually not even shown, not even gameplay, the same kind of CG trailer teaser that we have now, in 2012, launched in 2014. So if we're going by the same thing that happened there, a 2019 release makes sense, doesn't it? Another interesting tidbit is that the original Bayonetta came out in 2009 in Japan. Bayonetta 2 came out in 2014. 5 years. If Bayonetta 3 comes out in 2019, that is also 5 years. Makes sense, doesn't it? Makes a lot of sense. Makes sense to me. We also have the fact that Platinum Games is no longer helping to develop that Grand Blue Fantasy Action RPG, which would free up resources to work on Bayonetta 3. We also have the fact that the director of Bayonetta 2 has left Platinum Games. Now, why is that significant to me? Well, I've noticed over the years that a lot of people leave companies right after they're done with their work on whatever project or game is going to come out. I've seen a lot of people leave Nintendo right before the launch of a system or right after the launch of the system because their work on it was done. Now, Hashimoto is not the director of Bayonetta 3, but seeing as how he was the director of 2 and it was reviewed so well, I can't see them making the game without some of his input. So based on that, I think whatever work that he did do on Bayonetta 3, maybe it was already done and that's why he's leaving now. To me, that tells me that the game is pretty far along, possibly gonna come out this year or will come out this year. We also have the fact that Metroid Prime 4 has been delayed. Now, I've said this before, I believe that the game was intentionally, originally gonna come out this year or maybe early next. With that completely out of the picture now, that leaves that space open for Bayonetta 3. We've also seen a lot of people, oh no, it's not gonna come out this year. When is it gonna come out? Luigi's Mansion probably has October on lock because that's Halloween. Luigi's Mansion games have never come out in October. The original Luigi's Mansion for GameCube came out at launch in November. Luigi's Mansion 2 on the 3DS came out in when? March? There's no precedent for Luigi's Mansion games coming out by Halloween, like at Halloween. But with Bayonetta, the original Bayonetta in Japan came out in October. Bayonetta 2 in the US came out in October. So there's a precedent for that. I believe that Bayonetta 3 will come out this year for the Switch around October. Anywhere from October to December, depending on how much they want to space it out from their last game. But I do believe that this game is going to come out this year.